Curtis, DIYer.
DIYers, where were you the first time that you heard OutKast? I can tell you the exact place I was. It had to be like 1999, and I'm at my grandparents' house, kicking it with my cousin, and we on like a weekend day, and this music video comes on either BET or MTV, of course, when they used to play music videos. This song was called Rosa Parks, and I remember sitting there. This is way before I had aspirations to make music, just when I was just a music fan. I remember watching this video and saying, this is so different from everything else that is out. And I remember just listening to Big Boy and the different pockets that he rapped in. I remember listening to especially 3 Stacks and being like, it sounds like a conversation that he's having with me. Something about it felt so colorful, so alluring. It was something that was so relatable to it, and it made me go down the rabbit hole. And little did I know, from 1999 till 2025, I would become a diehard OutKast fan. So of course, you know, as a diehard, I got my shirt on today, you know I could not be more proud of these gentlemen for being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. OutKast, congratulations. Hey, just 2 dope boys in the Cadillac. Man, everybody who's a fan of a particular group, artist, whatever the case may be, you have certain time periods in your life where when they dropped a specific album, you can remember like, damn, when that dropped, I was playing Tony Hawk, and you know what I'm saying? Tony Hawk Underground came out, talking about the Love Below and the Speaker Box album. It's just every single album. AT-Aliens, I was in high school and I was really just getting my way and learning how to kind of sharpen up my pen. Aquemini, good gosh. Aquemini was another one of those that just changed the way I looked at making music. And they have influenced me ever since. But enough about me. Let's talk about this. So it says Andre 3000 and Big Boy. This is on Hot New Hip Hop. Big Boy's speeches preceded a star-studded OutKast medley for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. We don't always get to see Andre 3000 and Big Boy out and about. No, we don't. But that was certainly the case for OutKast Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony last night, November 8th. The hip-hop legends took the stage at the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles to thank their peers for this honor. I would have loved to be there, which included a medley performance of their hits from big names and admirers like JID, J-I-D, Tyler, the Creator, Doja Cat, and more. And man, I wish I could show you these performances, but I'm almost guaranteeing that it's going to get flagged. Some more details, and we're going to play some of the videos, of course, but Sir Lucius Left Foot, I like the way, started his cooler than a polar bear toenails. Oh, hell, there he go again. Talking that shit. Being corners like I don't care. I'm a fan. I'm finna do all this. Just read the article, Curtis. Shut up. Sir Lucius Left Foot started his speech after Donald Glover, yes, Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, presented them with the induction. Childish Gambino spoke to the group's indelible contributions to hip-hop, evolving regional scenes, and how their artistry developed into art and music as a whole. Why don't we go start with that first? This is directly on the YouTube channel of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Shout out to them for being recognized because, you know, I think sometimes there's names that that makes me scratch my head of why it would be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for certain rappers. I mean, you know, they might dabble into rock and they might do collaborations, but some names I've seen sometimes that were like, you sure? This is one that doesn't even surprise me. When I think about the type of things that they did on the Stank On Ya album and how genre bending that was, and having George Clinton be involved into the music of that, and the musicality, I think about B.O. like Bombs Over Baghdad. And just how different of a record of any record that we've ever heard in hip hop that was and still stands the test of time. Of course, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame makes sense. This is a minute clip of Donald Glover's induction speech for OutKast. Let's hear what he had to say.
OutKast was able to distill the polarizing nature of being not just from the South, not just being black, but being a human in a very polarizing and contradicting world. OutKast made it possible to imagine experimenting on the biggest stage and to aim for the impossible. If I had to describe what I thought a 13 times platinum, highest selling rap album in the world would be in 2003. It probably wouldn't have been a rap duo, and it probably wouldn't have been a double album that split the genre in half with 2 consecutive #1 songs.
That's crazy.
It probably would have been that.
That's crazy. Talking about, of course, Speakerboxxx and Love Below, which won Album of the Year that year at the Grammys. It was everywhere, and I know a lot of focus sometimes does go to Andre 3000 because he's probably the more. It's kind of a stretch. He's kind of the more flashier one, fashion wise. But Big Boy ain't no, you know what I'm saying? He just as flashy, but it's like I guess a more traditional type of flashy. But man, the influence of that album. Once again, it's almost like you have these moments as an artist where you listen to a certain type of art and you say, we can do that? Like our genre can do that. One of ours is doing it right now. What would that sound like? And I kid you not, I was trying to sing about any and everything over rock drums and I was trying to figure it out. It didn't work out. I left it to the professionals, but God bless them for putting out an album like that I'm sure is the reason we have certain artists today. We're going to talk about that in a second of who they've influenced, but we'll get to the end of this one.
Because that sounds insane until it isn't. Until you see it and feel it and know it. A lot of black music deals with what was and what is, making sense of a reality we were placed in. OutKast seemed to effortlessly explore what could be. They made every experiment sound like a destiny.
Man, such a great way to wrap up what they do. So I haven't seen the clip officially up here, so please excuse the audio that you're gonna get here. I mean, it's not the best. I think somebody recorded it off of their TV, but this is hip hop. You know, we gonna leaving here with something. We gonna watch something. Shout out to Big Business Ahmad. Posted this here on X. There's the full acceptance speech, just in case you didn't see it. Let's go ahead and listen to this and react. It was so dope to see OutKast not only go up there themselves, but brought the Dungeon family up there on stage. Saw Big Gip and everybody else. It's so fire. Come on.
From Eastport to LA, we are now inducting OutKast.
Move that. Move. You ever get mad watching somebody else's bootleg and you get mad at their habits? Put that closed caption to the side. Man. This is on Disney Live? I had no idea. I think we were live during this time.
Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper. Hey, okay, cool.
That's how you know you legendary. You go up there, you got all these folks in this room waiting to hear what you got to say. You like, you want to play rock, paper, scissors? Run it up. They ain't going to do that. What they going to do? Stop us?
All right. First, ooh, Lord. I want to thank the Most High, Yeshua, for having us all here tonight. And for me, my brother, from day one, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Then, my mom, my children, Cross, Jordy, Bamboo, my little one, Cheesecake, my grandbaby in the front. The rest of my whole family back there, love y'all. My brothers and sisters, Lolly, James, Marcus, Jason, my nieces and nephews at home, Callie, Chloe, Gagey, Cannon.
Look at 3 Stacks. You want everybody to come up on stage. Come on up. This is our moment. This is everybody's moment. Let's make it happen.
Swift, the entire Dungeon family is here. Come in, Unibel. Come here. The Dungeon family here. We got it. My manager, Adam Harrison, Brad, Shay, L.A. Reid for giving us the opportunity to change our life. Blue Williams, Shanti Dons, Donald Woodard, Mark Clark for being a muscle, Silbert for getting out here making this great, Tony Smalls, Melanie Diaz, Daniel Kane, Sam Hunt, Coach Buddy for giving me this physique, you know what I'm talking about? The whole Savannah, Georgia, y'all stand up too, man. Savannah.
Atlanta's very own, man.
Atlanta, Georgia. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Greg Street. We love all y'all, and I want to say special to my brother right here, man. Thank you for making me be the best I can be, man, and going toe-to-toe on the records and iron sharpen iron just to be the best, man. Ain't nothing but pressure. Love you, man. Love you.
I'm gonna just say this. If you was anything like me coming up, and mind you, I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, coming up, I was a hip-hop fan, but when I found an artist like a 3 Stacks that I related to so much, everything else got blocked out. And after I revisit Big Boy, especially over the last 10 years, as I revisit, I'm like, dog, he is such an elite lyricist and songwriter. And I don't think he always gets that just due in his conversations about OutKast, even though they're considered one of the greatest duos of all time in hip-hop and abroad. But, man, go really pay attention to his pen, his ability to kind of maneuver through the pocket and write in different pockets, his cadence, his demeanor is cool, all that. So just want to make sure I give him his roses.
Thank y'all for putting us in great company. When I heard that we were being inducted, I was like, man, this is great because we'll be able to, be in the same company with a lot of people we grew up with, a lot of bands that influenced us, a whole lineage of people. And I think it's important that all these people on stage, the reason why it's important. The reason why it's important because a lot of times when bands or individuals get up here and it's about the musicians and we talk about the music a lot, but a lot of times it's a lot more than just the notes or the instruments that you're playing. It's everybody that's around you. It's the family, and this is my family.
The more I listen to this, the more I realize we're not getting no more 3 Stacks albums. This feels like it feels like seeing I'm low key kind of getting emotional because I love these dudes and their music so much. I'm low key getting a little emotional because I'm like, this feel like watching when Kobe had his jersey go up into the rafters. You was like, so there ain't no chance he gonna do a Michael Jordan and come back, huh? This is it, huh? It's pretty much it, huh? Okay, well, okay.
So right out of high school, me, Big Boy, and CeeLo. Where's CeeLo at? See. Me, CeeLo, and Big were the youngest people in the dungeon, and we just so happy that Rico Wade saw something in us. He gave us an opportunity to come. Rico Wade. And all the sacrifices that were made around us to help us get to this place. I'm so glad that you had a list because I didn't prepare nothing. I knew I was gonna freestyle it. So I'm glad we took care of a lot of the people, but it's a lot of people that we don't see that don't work for the record company. Thank you, Bob.
Can we get that freestyle over a beat? Can we get that freestyle over that piano album you just put out? Wait.
A lot of people that we don't see that don't play instruments, that don't work for the record company. So, like Rico Wade, he's not here right now. I wish he could be here to see this. Miss Beatrice Wade, Keisha and Kanita, they around here somewhere. These people had to sacrifice their home to do some rock. You hear? Okay, where we at? Yeah. Miss Beatrice Wade, they had to sacrifice their home for us to make music. This was the place called the Dungeon where we all were in a basement making music and, doing nefarious things as well. And, but these people had, like, Keisha and Kanita had to go to school the next morning. And we are bumping to like 6 in the morning.
Wow.
And smoking weed, so it's coming through the vents and they have to go to school the next day. They 12, 15?
Did he just reveal the nefarious things? Was it more? I'm just playing.
So all the sacrifices that go into a group, it's not just the actual band. Like it's the wives, it's the girlfriends.
Yeah.
It's the girl you broke up with that pissed you off that made you write a song.
Mm-hmm.
All of that is important. And the contemporaries around the band too. A lot of people they say it's about me or I did this, but it's has a lot to do with the bands that were out at the same time that would influence us. All the rappers that were out, from Busta Rhymes to Missy to Nas to Wu-Tang, and then even before.
Yeah.
Even before, like we got Kilo, we got Raheem the Dream. Like these were our heroes, and we were watching dancers in Atlanta, dance groups. Those were our heroes growing up. And the first time I actually even went to a studio was a session with Rico for East Point Chain Gang. First time I ever seen a real studio. So these things were important to see how to be professional in the studio. We had no money, we were no real studio, but you know what I'm saying? It did what it had to do. But yeah, I'm freestyling, so y'all see. So I just I'm gonna do an exercise. I'm just gonna start naming out stuff in Atlanta that I wanna shout out. So I wanna shout out Ben Hill Elementary. Shout out Ben Hill Tigers, Blue Team.
Tri-City Hospital.
Yeah. Cleveland East Elementary, Cleveland Partners, McDonald's, Monsanto, Cargill.
This to me is another W for regional hip hop, because you don't get this kind of praise. You don't get this kind of award without having an experience that you're representing, unless you're representing for more than just yourself and your small circle. Like, he's naming all these people. He brought all these people on stage because in some shape or form, they contributed to him and who he became, to his final form, to who he became. All these places have influence. And it's crazy when you hear, I know folks have like that small town syndrome where they don't really want to talk about things in their city, but like independent artists, dog, like your city has gold. And if you do it right, if you play your cards right, you will be honored. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I've learned this firsthand. Sometimes you got to leave your city and then come back before your city knows what you all about and what you're capable of. So I love that he's shouting out all these different venues and these different people who have been influencing them.
Club Nicky's. Shit.
That must be a strip club.
Southwest DeKalb.
What's Club Nicky? Georgians. Georgians. What is Club Nicky? I ain't never heard of that. I ain't never been there. It's a strip club.
Yeah, who else?
I want to say shout out to my auntie Chicken who came all the way from Savannah, Georgia, and my uncle Pee Wee, Uncle Trick, y'all want to do Tricks barbecue in Atlanta. In Savannah, go get you some barbecue.
Come on.
What Big Blue at? Michael Blue Wig. Big Blue, I don't know where you at. We love you. He dog, so we ain't gonna see him in here. We love you.
Damn.
Yeah.
Come on.
One thing that Jack said, man, he's one of my favorites, man. We love you, man. But one thing that he said something about little rooms, and we started in a little.
Sheesh. You notice a difference between the interview we saw last year, the one that started all the controversy about what I'm gonna rap about, colonoscopies, and I think 3 Stacks is gonna be 3 Stacks no matter where he goes. But do you notice, like, it's almost like he knows he's protected. He knows he's around people that get him, even the things that a consumer or outsider or a fan will never get. Can't you tell there's a level of vulnerability? I feel like I haven't seen this from him in a second, man. I'm so glad that he's accepting this with his brother. That's why I never bought into the narratives people were trying to spin about them having a problem with each other, and that's why they're not recording music. Like, man, 3 Stacks have always moved to the beat of his own drum. So, but it's dope to see him in this element really breathe it in. The concept of these all started in small rooms is such a relatable visual and idea that I know all the DIYers certainly can relate to.
little rooms. Great things start in little rooms. That's it.
Long live Uncle Moni.
Thank you, family. And one more thing. These my Goody Mob brothers. Goody Mob influenced us so hard. They sharpened us. We were the younger brothers. There were so many conversations we had. They kept us on the right track to make sure we Timo.
I promise you, all that heavy breathing that you hearing in this video is not me. It's the person that recorded it. We almost done though.
Yeah, boss. Oh man, come on, boss. Come on, man. Where you at? Come on, man. They ain't gonna lock us up.
Everybody getting their roses, yeah. We for sure ain't getting no more OutKast albums. Everybody getting their roses right. He like, come on up, let's make it count.
In rap, there's this thing about competition in rap.
Uh-oh.
And I'm from another side. Like, I always felt like it was always better to inspire somebody else. Like, I never felt like I was in competition with nobody. So to me, it's always like, I want to see you do something great. It's going to be like, oh, I want to do something great. I'm not trying to be better than you. We are who we are. So all that, going back and forth, the competition, who's dope, that's cool. But inspiring people, man, that's really, really, really what it's about.
You think that was you think that was you think that was a kind of not a shot, but you think that was in response to Drake versus Kendrick and where things went afterwards? Because I know he's done to some capacity some work with both of them. Do you think that might have been him kind of giving perspective on it? Because I assume Kendrick ain't listen to none of that. I'm the best, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to prove it.
We ain't gonna take up too much time. What's up?
And on that note, we about to burn it bitch down.
Man, let's give our own round of applause to the legends. The legends. The legends. Many people, including myself, consider OutKast to be the greatest rap group of all time. Yes, there's competitors. Yes, it's not by a long measure. Some music you can't make that comparison with, but I feel like objectively speaking, by the impact, by the way that they've evolved over time, the way that they've even transformed their own sound, the way they've influenced everybody else and set the bar for what groups are supposed to sound like or can sound like. I think you can objectively, and then you can also bring the numbers in if that's what tickles you in your nipples. But shout out to ISUATL. They said this: OutKast is the greatest rap group of all time. Andre 3000 and Big Boy's induction to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was bound to happen, given their track record. Well, let's talk about it. It goes on to say, 6 albums, 3 decades, millions of records, a legacy unmatched in hip-hop. Yes, we know declaring a GOAT for anything, LeBron or MJ, drums or flats, Michael Jackson or Prince. I was about to start answering these, and I was like, I don't want that kind of smoke in my comments today. Feels like a fruitless effort. I don't want y'all arguing MJ versus LeBron in these comments. For OutKast, there ain't no debate, and just to drive the point home, we called on a few trusted voices. It says here, consistent themes continue to crop up in OutKast's output throughout the early aughts, according to OutKast scholar Regina Bradley. She concurs that Andre and Big Boy are the #1 based on cultural impact alone. Here's a quote from Regina Bradley. Experimenting in sound did that. Creating new language did that. It's always stepping their game up. You listen to their discography, it doesn't get worse. No, it doesn't. As an OutKast fan, I wasn't the biggest fan of Idlewild soundtrack, but it produced one of my favorite Big Boy songs of all time. You can make the world go round and there it goes. You do. The world is like a marching band. Oh my God, that hit me in the heart every time. But she's right. It doesn't get worse. It gets more experimental for sure. If there was a Mount Rushmore, this is from shout out to my dog, Rob Markman. If there was a Mount Rushmore for rap lyricists, the 2 dope boys in the Cadillac would be etched in its stone, says veteran journalist Rob Markman. I think Big Boy, he goes on to continue, I think Big Boy and Andre are both alpha MCs, top tier elite MCs, says Markman, a New York native who said that OutKast, just ahead of Run DMC, sits atop rap's throne. What do you think? Like, do you think that OutKast is the best rap group of all time? And if not, who are some names that you think are either neck and neck or they're just below? Let me know. Rob also said, I just don't think that there's any group who has been more committed to raising the ceiling of creativity for hip-hop than OutKast has been. That right there, dog. You could have put my light-skinned face right over here. It'd have been the same quote I gave. That right there, 1,001%, Mr. Rob Markman. This one says, OutKast sold more than 23 million records and became the first rap group to win Album of the Year and topped Billboard's list of best rap group. But even those stats don't tell the entirety of their cultural impact. You better tell it. Hip-hop cultural historian and collector Larry Newface Compton says 2 things kept him in Atlanta after he moved from Detroit to attend Clark Atlanta University in 1996. Freaknik and OutKast. Freak ass. These are that Freaknik. I know what you're doing. They got the VHS tapes. They got the tapes. Newface calls OutKast the greatest group of all time, but also has EPMD, NWA, Run the Jewels up there. I don't care if you don't think they're the greatest group of all time. They are the blueprint, he said, of OutKast. Here's another one from Rob. It says, they taught a generation, no matter what they say about you, no matter how different you are, no matter how much of an outcast you are, man, it's still a place for you in this world. I will say they definitely did that for me, because when it came to the albums that I was studying when I was younger, I was a younger artist and a younger MC. I was, of course, went to all of the classic albums that everybody, especially those of my elders, were like, no, these are the ones that you missed out on when you was too young. These are the classics. And although there were songs and moments that touched me for whatever reason they touched me in my soul, nothing came close to what OutKast did, because I was like, this sounds so different, yet so familiar. Because when you got songs with Raekwon and, you know, you still got the boom bap drums in certain places, they just did it a different way. I will never forget. First time I heard Elevators, Me and You. And it was years after it came out. Elevators, Me and You. And I heard that third verse by Andre, and I said, oh my God. Because I was in high school, I think, at the time. I think it might have been high school. I said, oh my God, he's going through the same thing that I just went through. True, he might got more fans than the average man, but not enough loot to last me to the end of the week. I live by the beat like you live check to check. If I don't move your feet, then I don't eat, so we like neck to neck. Shit, we came a long way like them long-ass cigarettes from Virginia. This ain't gonna stop, so we just gonna continue. Oh my God. Can you tell I'm having fun with this story right here? Here, they talk about some of the artists that OutKast has influenced over the years, and they talk to a few of those artists, and some of them happen to be a part of this Hall of Fame, this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. This is also from It's UATL. Just remember watching them and being like, wow, I don't have to stay in one specific genre. I can be a genre, and I can create a genre. Janelle Monáe. Wait, what?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna
She's
tell
so beautiful, dog. She's so beautiful. She responded back to me one time on Twitter. I damn near melted. I said, she seen me? That was when I was younger. Shut up. I just remember watching them and being like, wow, I don't have to stay in one specific genre. I can be a genre. Oh, that's such a bar. I can create a genre. Because they are their own genre. Shout out to JID. He says, the induction is the best shit in the world. I hope they hit me up and say, hey, JID, would you come and perform? I know every single one of their words. It would be tight. And then it actually happened. Shout out to him. Jermaine Dupree said, I think the induction is another thing that we're not talking about enough in this city. We got to celebrate it. Baby Tate says, OutKast's refusal to conform while also being so recognizably themselves revolutionized not only my personal expression and rebellion in music, but black music as a whole. Yes, it did. Fish Scales from the group Nappy Roots said, coming from Georgia, OutKast gave us a piece of hip-hop that we could call ours at a time when hip-hop was in its golden age. Yeah, they said. Like, just their longevity is so unheard of, to be able to make the kind of impact they did, from two dope boys in a Cadillac to all the way up to the more modern and newer albums. Like, every single time they drop, it was a moment, because they made those projects sound like something that was so ahead of its time. This is Fahamu Pikul. I've been in countries where people barely speak English, but they can recite the lyrics to a song by T.I. or 2 Chainz verbatim. And believe me, everybody loves OutKast. Tayari Jones says, people think of the South as being about grandmothers and mules. And here was OutKast, so unbelievably Southern, yet so modern and so eccentric. Trendsetter Sense, we were a little bit of this. I executive produced DJ Drama's first Gangsta Grillz album. We were supposed to do a mixtape with OutKast. Something happened and they said, we can't do the mixtape, but we will give you a song. So of course, myself, Drama, and Cannon were extremely excited. We were doing a photo shoot for Drama and he turned to us and said, Andre just sent his verse in. Let me tell you, it's bars upon bars. I thought that was just going to be an Andre song. I had to pick up the session from Stankonia. I go to Stankonia. Big Boy says, sit down. I want you to hear what I just did. It was his verse on the same song. And then he says our names, Drama, Cannon, and Sense. And then he said, it's the art of storytelling part 4. Whoa. We went and got Marsha Ambrosia to do the hook, and the rest was history. Oh, my gosh. Dre and Big Boy showed, this is Divinity Rocks, Dre and Big Boy showed the world how special and unique Atlanta is. They showed the world that the OutKast holds the key to the real magic of life. I love that one. Young Dro. What do he say? He say, skating on nice like Christina Yamaguchi. I feel like if they're there, then I'm there. It's a piece of me. It's just like how I felt about Killer Mike winning Grammys last year. We won. For them to be from Atlanta, it all just works out. Love that. Johnny Venus from Earth Gang said, OutKast proved that rap was limitless and that it was necessary to break every box people will confine you to. Man, I just hope those of you that are younger artists that are making your way into this game, I hope that you see the kind of things that history is, that history looks kindly on and remembers. It's always those artists that leave an undeniable impact. It's always those artists that are so authentic to where they're from. They're not really chasing anything as much as they're trying to chase the best version of them. It's almost like they find a way to slow down time. And then when they do release, it's the perfect time because it was all aligned with what their purpose was to begin with. I am so appreciative of Big Boy and Andre 3000 because I am not the creative nut that I am today if I don't see those two gentlemen do it. I salute you. I'm so supremely proud. I ain't never met these brothers, but so supremely proud to call myself an OutKast fan. I'm with Young Dro. I feel like a piece of me is inducted into that Hall of Fame because, damn it, it's that really means something for people who that means something for. Isn't it dope, DIYers? We see a year like, if you want to get an idea of how dope 2025 was, just think about the 5 Grammys that the Clips have been nominated for. Just think about the year that OutKast were recognized in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Not about validation, but about appreciation for what they did, acknowledgement for what they did on a grand stage, because people are really, really loud about the moments that they saw maybe 3 Stacks not do what they expected him to do at a show. They're really loud about OutKast and what they rumored to have issues with each other, but they're not so loud or as loud as they could be about the wins. So we want to make sure we amplify that. DIYers, man. What a year. What a damn year. And we still not done because last time around this time, certain guy dropped GNX. DIYers, those are my thoughts. You let me know what you think. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Don't be greedy. Peace.